So hello guys, small little detail-y piece to do today. It's rather nice actually. It looks more complicated than it actually is. In fact, I think it might take you longer to pronounce the parts than it will to install them. This is the, I've got to read this as I say it because it's such a mouthful. This is the Martin Marietta UHF Signal and Power Distribution Unit Base. Let's see how I got on. So hello, welcome to stage 58. Stage 58 is the power control unit and power distribution unit base. Quite a few parts to be dealing with. I'm pretty sure it's not any more complex than any other stage of the build. And there's some lovely little colours going on. And this is a new component that we're going to be adding to the model. So let's begin with the wow, the descriptions on these are a real mouthful. So this is the Martin Marietta UHF Signal and Power Distribution Unit Base. 56B. Now 56B and 56C, they look identical. No, they do not look identical. So 58B is the power control unit front and 56C is the power control unit rear. Now the way to tell them apart, you can see that they look identical other than the front has these two, what I assume is a screw hole at the top, and the rear doesn't have the screw holes. So that's B, that's C. Piece D, well, that looks like a model all of its own, doesn't it? Power control unit body. So there's small amount of detail on there. 58E is this piece, and I'm going to need my tweezers. I knew I'd need tweezers to get some of these parts out. This is the power control unit top, and this is a silver piece with some detail. Then we have 58F, and this is power control unit cylinders, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm looking at those and just thinking they are screaming out just a little bit of black or brown wash, just to emphasize those details slightly. The detailing on this is absolutely wonderful, and it would be such a shame for that to get missed in the final model. Then we have 58G and 58H, and let's have a look at these. So both of these parts have holes at the middle, and these are the power control unit left and right supports, and I can see that the left support is actually this one. So this is not going to make sense, guys. The left support has the screw hole on the right, and the right support has a screw hole on the left. Off left from center, off right from center. So there we go. So I suppose if it makes it easier to identify the parts, let's just say for the purposes of identification, the screw hole's on the wrong side. So let's begin where shall we begin? Shall we begin with stage 1? That sounds a good place to start, doesn't it? So we need to begin by fastening the power control unit cylinders F, that's this piece, to the unit front, which is part B, and that's this piece here with the holes. Now these are coming in from the rear, This is together with the 2 KP screws. So let me get my screws ready, because once we discover exactly where they're going and the orientation, we're going to want to be ready with those screws. So let's get our screwdriver loaded up. So sometimes these magazines are quite tricky, but I think that we've got the recess coming on this side. I see exactly what's happening. So we've got screw holes there, or what I thought were screw holes, but actually what we're looking for is we're looking for these 2 screw holes on the top, and that's going to go in like that, and we need to just line those screw holes up. There's no locating pegs or anything there. I'm not even looking at this screw hole, I'm just lining this top one up, and we'll just pop that into there. That doesn't seem to be wanting to go in. Now I think that's more a case of I've got it in the wrong place. There we go. So that screw hole is ever so slightly too small for the hole, for the screw. So what we have to kind of do is kind of semi-punch our way through. There we go, and give it a little bit of a wiggle, but it will go. So this one is going on fully, and then we screw the first one in, and I can see that we've got this recess seems to be made for those screws, or so it would appear. So there we go, that's the first piece in, and then next place the unit top E, which is this piece, on top of the body D, which is this piece, and that's all we need to do, and then combine the 2 parts together, pushing the unit rear C into the end of the body. So let's deal with this. Now this does not seem to be any particular orientation. There's no screws involved, and it looks like it's a push fit connection. So you've got 2 pegs there, and you've got 2 holes, and that's simply going to go not in there like that. That was very, very stiff. Right, I think the situation we have here is that I was about to say either we've got it wrong, but looking at the magazine, this is absolutely correct orientation, but that's really stiff to push in there. Now I want to resist pushing it hard. There we go, because if I push too hard I could slip and snap those off. So, but I think that's going to need it. This side I can get in. There we go. So all of these pieces are plastic, so they will snap if you push in the wrong place, but yeah, that's in there like that. Excuse me. So next we want to fasten the unit left support G. Sorry, we've gone too far. Combine the 2 parts together, pushing the unit rear into the end of the body, figure C. Right, okay, so you see how we've got some panel detailing. That's not panel detailing, that's designed to go around there. So that's going to push into there like so, and that's not really going to hold on its own, so we will need to keep holding it. But then we fasten the unit left support. So the left support is the one with the screw hole on the right, and that's going to go onto there like so, and that will be fastened with KP screws, and we will need a total of 6 screws for this build, for this stage, sorry, and that's 3 for this particular part and 3 for the next. So let's go back as this has fallen out. So we pop this with the panel lines into there like so. We then place this onto there like so. So the left support is the one with the hole on the right, and I'm going to pop, there we go, I'm going to pop that screw into there just a little bit, and now that can act as our third hand. Then we'll pop the second screw into there, and that into there. So now let's tighten these up, not too much because they're plastic. I've done very well, I've not stripped any threads on these. Do you know what, I just thought, as soon as I said that, I thought, oh no, I've done it now. So, and I've just noticed, I didn't look at this earlier on the right hand side there's a little R on there, and I didn't notice if there was, and I'm not going to look now because I've already screwed this on. So I feel I failed you guys by not noticing that detail. I probably overcomplicated things by figuring out where the holes are. However, saying that, and I'll tell you what else I've done. Right, so I'm going to undo this screw, and the reason I'm undoing this screw is I've actually missed a step out, but I've not gone too far. So before we screw this in, we need to be placing this in, and just like the front, you see we have this raised line there that needs to go into the back there. Because we've only put one side on, we can just slip that underneath there. Can you see that that can just go in there? If I'd have put this side on, I don't think I would have been able to get that in. So I've got away with that. So the third part of this stage is to pop this on, then we put the left hand side on. Now we can put the right hand side on, and then that will lock that back panel. Can you see there's a little overlap at the front and the back, so that will lock that into place. So I do apologize for missing that out. I think I just there's 5 things to do on this one stage, and what I like to do is just focus on one particular part. We do complain about them oversimplifying the instructions, but I think in this particular case this should be 5 stages, and I know that would make each stage extremely simple, but it enables you to just look away, you know, look at part of the instruction, get on with it, look at the next part of the instruction, and it just sometimes you'll end up missing things. So that is step 1 complete, and I think that is a lot of build actually for one step. But there you go, it looks like some kind of gas cooker turned inside out to me. There's the knobs and controls, and there's where you put your pizza perhaps. Now it looks really interesting, quite fascinated what this is for. This is a little bit loose, but once this is put into the actual model I don't think that will make a difference, and we've got some really nice detailing has come together. But we do have another step on this, and that is to take the here we go. So take the power control unit assembled in the previous step and place it on the Martin Marietta UHF signal and power distribution unit base, securing from the underside with 2 IP screws. So let's interrogate this. So we have 2 big posts here, and on the underside we have these various recesses, but what we want to do is get this in the middle, this on one end like so, and yes, as I suspected, 2 posts there. Now this is the wrong way round, and I'll tell you why I know. It will line up on those posts, but we're looking for some kind of round detail on the side. If you have this, so the posts are on the left hand side, then we'll place this on there and there's no round detail. If I now turn this over, oh look, some round detail appeared, and that's how I know I've got this the correct way round. We also have, I've just noticed, a small tab there. I didn't spot this before because it was too small, and that's actually attached to the side, and there's a small tab there. So we've got 3 points of secure. Is that even a word? Is that even an expression? So there we go, that goes on to there, and I should have had my IP screws ready, but I didn't, so I do apologise, and just pop that one back in the bag. So holding this down fairly firmly, we need to attach 1 screw, just enough to bite, and you can see that's in there now, and then our second screw can go all the way in. There we go. And again, we're dealing with plastic, don't need to over tighten. That's in there nice and firm, that there's no movement at all, so I'm calling that stage complete. So just in case I didn't pronounce it properly, I think this is called the Martin Marietta UHF Signal and Power Distribution Unit Base. That is one hell of a mouthful. So there we go, that is this this pack complete now. Now I suspect that there's going to be a bit more detailing going on here next issue, because if there wasn't any more detailing, why couldn't we install this onto the actual model like we did in the previous video with the jump seat? And obviously there's plenty of holes on here and locating tabs to do that. But yes, really interesting build, really enjoying that. So that's it then for this week, and I hope I'll catch you in the next video. Take care guys, bye bye.